Hey, Crowllies. So, this is your Akashic Records reading. This breakdown is going to be different, okay? I wanted to do it pick a card style, but I also wanted to do it like collective style, so I want to do two in one. So, first, I'm going to do the collective crow call message in terms of Akashic Records for you guys, right? So, that will mean everybody in the crow collective, everybody in the crow flock, everything that makes you a fucking crowley, right? That message together as a collective, we will have a special message together in regards to our Akashic records. And then I will go ahead and do two piles, okay, for the Akashic records. You guys are going to let me know if you want me to do this reading again. If you want me to do this reading again, comment down below. I see that you guys are viewing. I see that you guys are liking. I see that you guys, when I'm live streaming, you are interacting, and I love that. And I really am appreciating all the new subbies, okay? So, Crowllies, please comment down below. Give me feedback. All right? Let's see. The collective message. All right? This Akashic record reading. For the Crowllies, for the crow flock. What is that? The Two of Forces, the Willow. Nice. What else? I think I want to do just 3 cards. I don't want to get too involved. Because I still want, for you guys to have some sort of privacy in regards to your Akashic records. The 6 of Scrolls. Oh, who's that? The time clock is there. The scrolls are there. Okay. It looks like he's, what's that called? Pulling up his sleeves, get some work done. Alright, the sands of time. And one more. Oh, I said one more. They gave you 2 more. Okay, so we have the Muse and the 5 of Roses. The Muse and the 5 of Roses. The garden. And these are the 2 kids there playing. The little girl sitting there looking at the bushes with the magnifying glass, looking at the little butterfly. Little boy playing the violin. And bottom of the deck, angel number 155 is significant for us collectively, as well as 2s, 6s, and 4s. Okay, the 4 of forces, spring and autumn. Spring and autumn. The Akashic records say that between this time frame is very significant. Certain events shall transpire. Alright, so let's see what we get here. Okay, so let's talk about the willow first. The willow tree. Looking up the spiritual meaning of the willow tree may be significant for you. You may gain more insight. I believe there is a movie that talks about the willow tree, and this is giving Avatar, all of them Avatar movies. There's 4 Avatar movies. And I remember way back when I said something about fire and ash. Fire and ash is a chapter here. My spiritual lessons in my book right here. Boom, boom, right here. Right. This book right here. There's one of the chapters is I can't remember. I don't know if it's 10, 12, or 14. One of those chapters, okay? It's in here, but there's also, I think it's the movie 4, the Avatar movie 4 of Fire and Ash or something like that. I think it's the 4th, not the 3rd one. Okay, but you may need to watch that, okay? You may need to watch that. You may have a connection to butterflies, period. Butterfly energy. So this is transformative energy. You could be someone that transforms a lot. When I say transforms, this is the energy of like you're someone that's constantly adapting, changing, evolving. Um, you don't stay the same, and or um, you're an alchemist. Okay, that's the vibe that is giving alchemy. Okay, so that being said, you need to work on your confidence right now. Um, stand strong. This energy, they're talking about this should start in the summer. Okay, so whenever you're watching this should start in the summer. Okay, you should start seeing these shifts and changes to push you to become more confident, to push you to speak and be in your authentic form, basically not following the crowd and being yourself and creating your own image and creating your own opinions and stating them loud and proud and just not hiding parts of yourself from the world, just being who you are. So that's the Two of Forces. The Two of Forces is this energy of like, stop being indecisive and just be who you are. Stop holding back what you want to say because you don't want to hurt other people. It's not about being intentionally rude. It's about being intentionally honest. It's about being intentionally transparent. And if someone becomes triggered, that is not your responsibility to untrigger them. Because oftentimes when people become triggered, that means that there was something that was unseen for so long that when it smacked them in their face, they got irritated. Because somebody finally told them something that they should have known a long time ago. Okay? So, the willow, you carry the energy of the willow tree. You guys carry the energy of the willow tree. You may have a connection, your roots may have a connection to trees. All right? So trees are going to be so significant for you right now. That's what I'm seeing. Now, I kind of want to like talk about this spring autumn energy. So, which is interesting because they said like you will start to implement, basically. You will start to be challenged to implement, tested to challenge yourself to implement this confidence, this security, this certainty within you. For you to finally rip the blindfold off. Okay? This is your Akashic records, y'all. You're not supposed to be blindsided. You're not supposed to avoid things. You're supposed to be the person that is the example. You're supposed to be the person that is the highlighter that highlights the things that need to be done, right? That's the energy that you guys exude and that you hold. So the spring, the summer, and the autumn is significant for you guys. What else do I want to say here? This could be a very creative period for you. When we go back into creativity, know what creativity is. Creativity is imagination. Imagination is your youth. Your youth is your inner child. So this is a very creative time for you. This is a very a time where you are integrating your youth, your inner child, your creativity, and you're acting upon that. Okay, or you should be. All right. What else am I seeing? Something about like budding, the budding of flowers, the budding of or the growth of something, right? Which is completely different from, again, renewal. This is the energy of something being birthed, something being presented to the world, something being shown, right? And in essence, going back to who this reading is about, is you guys, Crowllies, right? So as you are standing in your authentic truth, as you are creating from your inner child, from the imagination, from the inner world of your making, and you show that to the world, and you show that in however which way or form you decide to show it to the world, because there's many ways to paint a picture. You can illustrate it, you can paint it, and you can ask somebody else to write it for you. Okay, like, listen, there's many different ways for you to do it. You can either direct the film, create the script, and or cast the people that are going to play in it, right? So it's like that type of energy. So going back to however that may apply for you, this is that energy. Right now, what you should be engaging in is extra activities that will feed your optimism, that will feed this creative spark, that will feed curiosity, that will feed excitement and adventure and happiness. True freaking happiness. So work towards your goals. Again, Akashic Records, these goals are given to you for a reason. These goals, you make up these goals and these tasks in your head for a reason. This is your authentic self trying to show itself to the world. So you say, ooh, I want to write about ... Ooh, I want to write a song about ... Ooh, I want to start a podcast about ... Ooh, I want to finally pick up the pen. I want to finally pick up the paintbrush and do ... Ooh, I wonder if I could be the first in my family to do ... All of those things are coming up for a reason in your mind. They're all written in your Akashic Records. It is in your Akashic Records. And again, going back to the Six of Scrolls, like he's getting some work. He's scrolling up. Look, pulling up his sleeves, right, to get to work, for sure. And you know, the other thing that I'm seeing here, y'all. Do I even want to say that? Yeah, I do. Why do you waste your time with things? Again, this is that avoidance energy. You either avoid to do something quickly, so that you wait for the last minute to do something because you don't want to address something. You don't want to be right about something. But only time will tell. Only time will tell. You know what else I'm seeing here? There could be an opportunity that you do not want to miss, because time is of the essence. You may have had some delays, but remember, these are your Akashic Records, and delays were for a purpose. They're saying either way, keep going. It doesn't matter about the delays. It doesn't matter about the things that were unseen. It doesn't matter about the things that you didn't prepare for. You didn't want to be right about. Like, it doesn't matter, because everything is written in your Akashic Records. Like, it's written here. It's supposed to happen. So it doesn't matter about all the things that you don't want to acknowledge, or all the things that you're trying to avoid, or all the things that you're like, la 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 la. That's not happening, right? That doesn't matter, because what's supposed to happen is gonna happen. Like, and then like the other thing that I'm seeing here is like so this is either a personal connection. You want to say that? Let's do it like this. This could either be a project, a personal connection, or a situation that requires your actions, or even completion. So if it's a personal connection, the connection is supposed to wrap up. because certain things, it's time for you to roll up your sleeves and get something done. The muse is here. The youthful energy is here. The garden is here. It's time for you to go and the fruits of your labor, like it's time for you to harvest. Oh, confirmation. And this connection might not be it. Not to be around your harvest. Or there's a situation that must be completed so that way you could really get to work on what needs to play out for you in your life. Because remember, the Akashic Records doesn't just talk about your past, it talks about all the accumulation of all of your lives and the current life that you're living out right now, right? So either way, keep going. Either way, all right, that connection ended, or the connection, maybe you were avoiding a connection to end. Maybe you were avoiding for a situation to come to completion. Maybe you were avoiding to launch a product, launch a product, get something started. So this is so launching a business, launching a product, launching a brand, releasing music, releasing books. Now I'm hearing debuting certain things. Now I'm seeing a red carpet. And the red and gold, you know those the ropes to let you in, right? I'm seeing that, right? So it's like it's time. Ready to get back to work. Before time runs out. Something about time running out. What the heck? Huh. And with that energy of the muse, again, going back to the creative project. What are you guys creating? You guys are creative. So you're not a consumer. Your Akashic records say that you're not supposed to be the consumer. You're supposed to be the distributor. You're the ones that are supposed to distribute these creative projects, these creative products, these expressive forms of content. I don't know what this is exactly, but gather your resources. I'm hearing gather your resources. Some of you guys are getting out of a period of writer's block or of a blockage in the sacral chakra, or removing energies from the sacral chakra that could have hindered you from expressing yourself adequately. This is a period of time where you will it's like heightened emotions, heightened resources, heightened support, like really like exceptional energy. I'm hearing sensational. Right? So that's that energy that's coming in for you guys. All right. So for pile 1, we're going to go ahead and focus on the scrolls of time. And for pile 2, we'll focus on the muse. Okay? So, pile 1. Let's going on here for pile 1? Give them some information for pile 1. Their Akashic records. You have the Knight of Pentacles. So, if I were to tell you what your Akashic record readings say about you, you are someone that is consistent, you're committed, you're someone that's loyal, you're someone that's reliable, you're someone that may take your time, but it's because of quality, okay? So again, going back to the sands of time, it's time for you to get back to work, right? So there's something that you put to the side for some time, and it's now time to invest in that. And or now it's time to make something, to really commit to something. And again, going back to the time is running out. Time may be running out with the Magician here. So this is giving the energy of really locking on your manifestations, really locking on your vision board, really locking on that project that you've been working on. So this is something that you've already been working on. Again, the seasons that are significant is summer, spring, and autumn, okay? So some of you guys, you've been working on this for a very long time. A year could be significant, and or since last Aries season. What is this? You have the Three of Pentacles here. It may be time for you to start collaborating, start working with other companies, okay? Working with other brands. Because time is running out, you may need to acquire more assistance, more help. So you may need to delegate certain tasks and responsibilities to other people. This is written. The Four of Cups also says that sometimes you may need to, so this is giving like this energy of certain things, even though you work on it for a really long time, it may not be the way you want it to play out, okay? But this work here that you need to put down in your Akashic records is saying, like, as long as you are committed to something and you're dedicating true passion to it, it won't be for naught, okay? Because the Four of Cups and the Five of Cups kind of give me this energy of, you know, being a perfectionist, and the perfectionism is not assisting you to really launch the things that you need to launch. Your Akashic records is basically saying that what's hindering for the things that the events, there we go, the series of events that needs to take place for you, in reality is this perfectionism. Is the lack of either finally presenting to the world what you have finished, and or sitting on it for so long that you don't feel like publishing it anymore. So your optimism, your happiness, your joy, what brings joy to you, is going to fuel these preparations, okay? That's what's going to get you out of worrying, this anxious energy. I heard angsty, okay? Yeah. Really? You know what I heard? It's time for you to really roll up your sleeves and fight for your dreams. Really commit to your dreams. The Two of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands. You should be very confident of what you should have to present to the world, because it will be very appeasing, attractive. Basically, people would like it, okay? People would recognize it, whatever this is. So continue pursuing your plans, because again, this fortune is written in your Akashic records. I have the Temperance and the Ace of Pentacles here. So it is time. It is destined for you to put in the work at this time, because something, you need to either collaborate with someone at this time, again, between the summer, spring, autumn, or you're supposed to present something at this time. Is destined now. Now is the time. But with the Six of Scrolls energy, it's giving reciprocity. So everything that you've put all types of commitment and energy and effort into for a really long time was for a reason. It was all written in your Akashic records. Anything else here? For the sands of time, any other additional confirmations? You know what blocks your creativity? The anxiousness, the lack of rest, and the lack of integration with your inner child. See, the plans become inverted sideways. The Three of Wands become, you don't travel as often, you don't explore. That feeds this sleeplessness, this then opens up your subconscious mind. Then some of you guys, this is how you are able to listen to your intuition and things of that nature. But this is a time, the three of Swords and the Five of Cups is here. No matter how sad it is, something is being removed. The Hangman is in the reverse. Something is no longer going to be paused. Okay? This is not the time for stagnation. This is not the time for things to be delayed for you. This is the time for progression. Alright? The sands of time have spoken. Let's get to the next message, which is the Muse. Pile 2 for the Muse. Pile 2 for the Muse. Okay, we have the Nine of Cups and the Two of Swords. Two of Swords reflect back to the collective message, which the Two of Forces, the Willow Tree. So, your creativity is not about what you can. There's something here about like what you see. Like you're trying to. This is giving like artist vibes. So when I say artist vibes, a singer, a rapper has to illustrate their experience through music, right? A writer, a poet, a novelist will express their story and or a story that they want the world to see through their writing, through their creative expression through writing. An artist that paints will show a certain type of emotion that they're captivating or an experience that they're captivating in a portrait. And again, going back to like the Muse, right? Maybe something that you're presenting to the world. And the Nine of Cups talks about satisfaction. Okay? The Two of Swords talks about avoidance. So the avoidance of what causes you satisfaction in the art realm is what is steering you away from what is actually written for you in the Akashic records. The Page of Wands is here. So it's sometimes it's not even the avoidance. It might not even be procrastination. It just might be the lack of clarity on what project is going to feed you more, right? Because for some of you guys, we have multiple different styles of creativity here. And so maybe some of you guys are stuck between two different forms of creative expression, right? Maybe you're stuck in maybe you have two different career paths and you like them equally both, but you don't want to decide just on one. So you neither want to explore one nor leave one behind, right? But there's something that has recently activated, curiosity or a spark of interest, okay? And what will satisfy you, the Queen of Cups here. When it comes to your muse, use your heart, use your intuition. That's where the muse is coming from. The creativity comes from the heart space, emotional experiences, and spiritual experiences. The Page of Swords. And some of you guys, you may need some sort of training, some sort of teacher. Maybe you may need to learn some more things, more techniques, more strategies. The Page of Swords is someone that is a novice, someone that is a mentee, someone that is a student, right? Someone that could be a little immature, meaning you're an amateur when it comes to this muse of creativity. But it is written for you for a purpose. The Eight of Swords is in the reverse. This is not something that should haunt you and or limit you. It's destined for you. So again, going back to you guys, you're creatives, okay? Some of you guys could be musicians. Some of you guys can play a particular instrument with strings, okay? A guitar, a violin, a harp. What's that called? Ukulele. What else has strings? Cello. And or you could be connected to classical music. Okay. Clarify the muse. Any additional messages that they need to know in regards to the muse? Any additional messages that they need to know? You become depressed when you are not in alignment with what was written in your Akashic records. It's almost like your joy slips away. You get into this very reflective state of mind. You become more in the state of meditation, or more in the state of prayer, contemplation, reflection. This doesn't feel like overthinking, but it does kind of feel like staying in the state of apathy. And that affects how you show up as a leader. That affects how you take the lead, how you take initiation, what you take initiation on. What's going on here? That can actually lean you towards more of your masculine energy instead of your feminine energy with the Seven of Swords. And so there's a strategy here that needs to take place to clear out that energy, because that could have been creating those again, that writer's block thing, or like a block of creativity or creative expression. Okay, some of you guys, this is internal conflict that needs to be healed and cleared up. And so reflection may need to take place in order for this to be handled and addressed, for your energy to be rekindled, rejuvenated. The King of Swords here, you have to be practical. You have to be strategic in regards to who has access to you, who has access to the things that you're creating before you launch them, as well as this is also strategizing certain people in your family that know, okay? Three of Swords here. Some of you guys, your creative muse, a lot of it comes from heartache. A lot of it comes from breakups. A lot of it comes from grief, loss, youthful, immature relationships that either you didn't know too much before you got in the relationship, or they didn't know too much when they got in the relationship. So the both of you were learning in that relationship. So these are again, go check out Spiritual Lessons in Love. Okay, you may need that. And for those of you that have it, I don't know. You may need to read it a couple times. All right. Let's see what's going on here. The Knight of Cups is here. But not all of them are bad. Not all of them come from the energy of pain. Because there's also this energy of like, you also learn how to fall in love with life again after grief, after loss, after a toxic relationship, has revealed itself to you, or you finally separated yourself from individuals that did not honor you the way they needed to honor you, or didn't acknowledge you the way they needed to acknowledge you. And sometimes this is a separation of yourself from others, because this doesn't have to be a relationship. This could be your own relationship with yourself, the way you speak to yourself, how you honor yourself, how you love yourself, how you feel about your destiny, right? Everything, all of these things were destined for you. So a lot of that heartache was destined for you. A lot of that clarity was destined for you, but it was destined. It was like a catalyst for this muse to birth out of you, because it's all written in your Akashic records. And so some of these cycles that could have put you in the energy of poverty, of lack, was a form that was the catalyst to allow you to become more disciplined, so that way you do not go back there again. So that way you become more disciplined in regards to who you express yourself to, who do you tell everything to versus who you tell certain things to, for the purpose of your happiness, for the purpose of protecting your family life, for the purpose of, this is like being strategic. You're not always going to pin drop your location, because there's fucking weirdos out here. You don't want someone to just fucking pop up wherever the fuck you're at and you don't know them, but they know where you are. You don't want that. And so like there's also this energy of like the king of wands is like someone that is a visionary. You're someone that you can't just tell the story. You can actually show the story. You're someone that can you're destined to really have financial freedom. Then we have the Page of Pentacles. There's something here also in regards to what's about to come up next for you. So, and then we have the Ace of Pentacles as well, confirming that. So this may be something new, maybe a notification, all right? And then the Nine of Pentacles over here. So, start to create, start to launch, okay? Make sure that you're copywriting. And market, something about marketing, okay? That's it. That's all I got for you. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.